The top stories: Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed emphasizes vitality of reconciliation and peace as Ethiopians observe Christmas. And religious father says Ethiopia's unique way of celebrating Christmas. Ladies and gentlemen, this is EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism, and many thanks for watching us. Now, in a heartfelt message delivered on the occasion of Ghana, the birth of Jesus Christ, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has emphasized the themes of reconciliation and peace, urging all Ethiopians to reflect on the significance of these ideals in their lives and society. Drawing upon the Holy Scriptures, Abiy highlighted the profound symbolism of Jesus' birth in the humble surroundings of Bethlehem. He noted that God, in choosing such a lowly place to bring forth peace, demonstrated a willingness to act counter to his omnipotence for the sake of humanity, signaling that this humility was the high price paid for all our reconciliation and peace. The Premier called upon everyone who understood, celebrated, and followed the call to peace to learn from the examples of the three peace lovers who recognized and honored Jesus at his birth. In his message, he stressed that the government's advocacy for peace does not stem from impotence, but rather from a commitment to change narratives and resolve issues through dialogue and understanding. The Prime Minister concluded by urging all Ethiopians to stand united with the peace lovers this holiday season, pledging government's collaboration with all who strive for peace. Your sacrifices for the sake of peace should not go unnoticed, he said, reiterating government's prioritization of the peaceful path forward. As the nation celebrates Ghana, the Premier called for peace and reconciliation, urging all citizens to play their part in fostering an enduring peace. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed also shared holiday gifts with low-income staff members of the Office of the Prime Minister. He also extended similar gifts to orphaned children the Office of the Prime Minister is supporting. Ethiopia mourns the loss of Bulcha Demeksa, a distinguished politician, economist, and businessman who passed away on January 6, 2025 at the age of 94. Born in 1930 in Boji Dermaji district, Ginbi zone, he was a pivotal figure in Ethiopia's political and economic spheres, leaving a lasting legacy through his extensive career in public service and the private sector. Bulcha Demeksa's life in Ethiopia was marked by a strong commitment to education and public service, values that would later define his professional and personal endeavors. While specific details about his educational background are limited, his appointment as Vice Minister of Finance in 1967 indicates a solid foundation in economics and governance. Bulcha Demeksa's public service career began in earnest in 1967 when he was appointed Vice Minister of Finance, and in this role he was instrumental in shaping Ethiopia's financial policies during a period of significant economic development. His expertise and dedication earned him a position on the board of the World Bank, where he represented Ethiopia and contributed to international economic strategies aimed at fostering growth and stability in developing nations. His legacy includes the institutions he helped build, such as Awash International Bank, and the political movements he spearheaded, which continue to influence Ethiopia's path toward unity and economic stability. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has expressed deep sorrow following the death of esteemed Ethiopian figure Bulcha Demeksa. In a post on social media, the Prime Minister highlighted Bulcha's unwavering commitment to his country and to Africa, commending his efforts to foster unity among diverse communities. He described Bulcha as a person of exceptional courage who confidently shared his beliefs at all times and in all places. Prime Minister Abiy pointed out that Bulcha's passing is a significant loss for the nation and extended his heartfelt condolences to all Ethiopians.
Welcome to the second oldest city of Ethiopia next to Aksum. This is Lalibela. Lalibela is inscribed as a tangible heritage of the world by UNESCO. What makes it special about Lalibela is all the 11 rocky winged churches are carved from a single rock. Tuned to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism on the day of Ethiopian Christmas.
Welcome back. Now, as Ethiopian Orthodox Christians prepare to celebrate Ganna, their Christmas, on January 7th, we explore the unique traditions and theological significance of this holiday. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, with its ancient traditions and rich history, celebrates Christmas, known as Ganna, with unique customs and theological perspectives. Our staff reporter, Johannes Van Town, spoke with Father Gideon Brahane, a senior lecturer at the Holy Trinity University, to gain a deeper understanding of this important religious holiday. Take a listen to this.
How does the Ethiopian Orthodox Church understand the significance of Christmas, and how does it differ from other Christian denominations?
Okay, thank you very much. It has many significances, like a religious belief significance, and the social significance, including the leadership, including that. It has so many significances. As you know, worldwide, many Christian traditions involve the church service and fasting, and clearly, Ethiopians have their own unique way with all of that, okay? So the Christmas called Ganna in Ethiopia, and Brahane Lidet, we say that. Brahane Lidet means the light of the birds. Brahane Lidet, the light of the birds, okay? Or the light of birds. So Christmas is celebrated to remember the birth of Jesus, Christ, who is the Son of God. So some, other aspects of Christian Christmas celebration, including like beliefs. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church believe in one incarnated nature, okay? One incarnated nature of Christ. What we call it miaphysite, not monophysite.
What are the key liturgical practices and traditions observed during the celebration of the Ethiopian Christmas or Ganna in the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church?
During the Christmas, the important part of this holiday, believers who can afford a travel to Jerusalem to celebrate the birthday, okay, to celebrate the Incarnation Day, okay, the birth, or the Christmas. If not possible to travel or pilgrimage to Jerusalem, every Orthodox Christians in the country wishes to attend in Lalibela, okay, for this religious holiday. Lalibela is known as an African Jerusalem due to it is 11 unique churches, Hewin churches, and artificial river Jordan, which was a vision of King Lalibela during his reign. Ethiopia Christmas consider it as their Jerusalem, okay? So even if not possible to go there, it is a must to celebrate or to attend in their local churches. It's mandatory. It's not right for every Christians they're obligated to attend the Holy Mass program or to attend the Divine Liturgy in the local churches. So the celebration began with a special church service. On Eve service, Ethiopian Christians attend. On overnight church service, on Christians Eve, long church service include the elaborate chants, begins very late in the evening of Christmas Eve, around 1 or 2 local time, okay? 1 or 2, local time. So, and last you need 9 local time. So, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church celebrates Christmas or Ganna, which a variety of liturgical practices and traditions including liturgical, the divine liturgy, that means the celebration of faith. The liturgical theology means, or divine liturgy means it is a celebration of faith. We are going to when we go to the church, we are going to celebrate our faith, okay?
How does the concept of incarnation in the Ethiopian Orthodox theology shape the Christmas celebration or the celebration of this day?
When it comes to the Miaphysite, the meaning of Miaphysite related with the incarnation, okay, the mystery of incarnation is the source of our dogma, okay? It is the first pillar of our religion, or it is a source of dogma. So the origin of our identity, our church got its name, Tawahedo, from that incarnation. The name also, it emerges from the incarnation. Tawahedo is a Ge'ez word that means Miaphysite, okay? So the church called Tawahedo, and we are called Christians, okay? So that means the revelation or mysteries of kingdom of heaven revealed to human being. So the center of Christology, God become man and man become God.
And now moving to other stories, Zeleke Gessesse, a luminary in the world of reggae, has carved out an illustrious career, leaving an indelible mark on Ethiopian reggae circles. In the early 1980s, he embarked on a journey that took him to the United States, where he had the privilege of residing in Jamaica, alongside the family of the legendary Bob Marley, together with his brother, the talented guitarist and vocalist Mulugeta Gessesse, and the late virtuoso keyboardist Daraje Makonnen. Zeleke co-founded Dalol Band, the foremost reggae ensemble in Ethiopia. 10 years ago, Zeleke returned to his homeland to dedicate himself to a charitable endeavor that his family has passionately nurtured for decades, while also relocating his renowned reggae club from the vibrant streets of Chicago to the heart of Addis Ababa. Approached by EBC World, Zeleke has called on all Ethiopians to come in unison for mutual benefit. Take a listen to this.
What was Christmas like in the States? Ethiopians, how do they celebrate the Ethiopian diaspora residing across the globe?
Yeah. Well, everybody asks me here, oh, you celebrate 2 holidays? Yeah, well, we benefit. Any holiday is a holiday, okay? So anyway, in the States, it's a time of get-together, honestly, because life there is very busy. Every person is, every family even, to meet together is very rare. So holidays, Christmas especially, is a good time because it's cold there. Most of the US where I was, it's really cold. So we travel, they come from out of state and stuff. But one thing is, the holiday, for example, Christmas is on Tuesday here. Because everybody works, the holidays are celebrated on weekends. Okay, so we shifted to Saturday. So, or the one after or before. That's how it's celebrated. It's celebrated really big because churches are strong, and that's where really families with their children and everybody come together to get to their culture. It's high speed there. Life is so fast. That's a time of calmness, honestly, for for me and my kids and my family.
In relation to this, what you wish to the coming Ethiopian Christmas? Can you?
My wish is peace for Ethiopia. It's the biggest issue now that we need peace. There is a lot of hope. There is a lot of in our horizon. I see big things coming for this country. I've said it before too. There is momentum in the world that goes around, momentum. And this momentum now, it was in Eastern Europe, South Asia, South America, everywhere. Now it's Africa. And Ethiopia leads Africa in many ways. Liberation, history, and everything. I think if we, God willing, if we can pass this moment in peace, and now we have the dialogue coming up, the dialogue commission, which I support 100%. With that, if we resolve some of the long-term problems of Ethiopia, I think there will be a long term of peace and prosperity coming into Ethiopia, because we have a big young generation. 60 million is under 30. That's bigger than many countries in Africa population. So this, if we manage to create jobs for this generation, honestly, it will be a big, China and India, they rose up economically because of the demographic. There are a lot of young working generation. So I see hope, and I wish hope and peace for Ethiopia.
What should Ethiopians do in coming together in unison for mutual benefit, do you think?
Unity. I've been singing about peace, love, unity, understanding the last 40 years. Most of my albums I have on Ethiopia, I sing about in Africa. What we need to do is sit down and talk. I think we've seen all kind of, we've tried all kind of struggle formats, but we haven't tried dialogue, reasoning. And we do have a good amount of educated generation in Ethiopia, and I think if we discuss, if we sit down calmly and discuss, we can pull out the problems that are, in the constitution, in the cultural setting, and all that. So if that is needed. So to create unity, we need to reason, to talk in, not like I win you, you win over me, but how can we all win? And I think with this dialogue commission, my wish and my hope is we will solve some of the problems. Mostly is in the constitution, which is to be reformed. We don't have to change, but to reform it. Many countries have reformed, even the US, have reformed their constitution in different times. So if we do that, then with this young generation, with this young energy, it's all about economy, So the economy grows up. The private sector is doing very actively now, and there is hope with that too. Unity is key.
Zeleke Gessesse, the renowned singer, we do appreciate your time for availing yourself for this interview. Thank you so very much, sir.
Well, I wish everyone welcome Ganna and peaceful Ethiopia. I hope we'll resolve our problems in this coming New Year, in the European New Year, and continue in our journey of, making this place a better place.
And finally, an American political and economic analyst, Lawrence Freeman, says Ethiopia can spearhead regional economic integration in East Africa by leveraging its growing economy and focusing on poverty reduction. The analyst highlighted that Ethio-Somali relations, marked by increased high-level meetings and diplomatic exchange, have significantly reduced the risk of conflict. Goshumelisov has more on that from the Ethiopian News Agency.
Talking to Ethiopian News Agency, the American political economic analyst said Ethiopia has the potential to use its economic growth to spread integration to the rest of the region and raise the standard of living in neighboring countries. Lawrence Freeman further pointed out that the progress Ethiopia and Somalia made recently should be elevated to a higher level of regional economic integration to improve the lives of the people in these countries in the region.
Progress has been made over the last few months is very important, and I support it, and I think it has to develop even further. I mean, we have, for most of 2024, there were many political actors and countries involved in trying to instigate a conflict, a military conflict between Ethiopia and Somalia.
He stated that high-level meetings and diplomatic exchanges have significantly reduced conflict risks in Ethio-Somalia relations, countering external instigations.
I'm hopeful that all these latest developments will put to rest the idea that two neighboring nations should go to war. As I said, I think for the moment, the forces of peace have the upper hand.
Freeman noted that Ethiopia has been providing security in Somalia for many years, both as part of the African Union force and in other ways to support the fight against Al-Shabaab.
And the Ethiopians are a very well organized army. They're one of the better organized armies on the continent of Africa. And many countries, including Somalia, have relied on the Ethiopian military forces against defeating violent extremists. So this process should continue. And now there are efforts which are now being discussed. But prior to the recent agreements between the leaders of Somalia and Ethiopia, there were people calling for the removal of Ethiopian troops from the AU force. And this would have been a mistake.
The political and economic analyst stressed the need to prioritize economic integration across the region, encompassing Somalia, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, and other East African nations.
Well, dear viewers, you have been watching ABC World. Now a quick recap of the top stories. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed emphasizes vitality of reconciliation and peace as Ethiopians observe Christmas. And religious father says Ethiopia's unique way of celebrating Christmas. Well, dear viewers, with that we come to the end of today's news. Many thanks for watching us.